Time to take care of some biz. I'm off the whiz. I may be a little schlizzed, but y'all know what it is. Hey, Mansa, a few questions, man, I gotta ask you, man. Trying to figure this shit out, man. Just like everybody else, trying to figure it out. B-Day weekend for the baby girl, for the wizite off the bizite. We just trying to figure it out. I'm just trying to figure it out, man. What's good, man? We just got back, trying to figure it out. Celebrating the B-Day for the missus of the new culture empire, you know. Nah, I didn't.
Ain't no more?
Hell, I ain't no more. Yeah. I think from yesterday it's gone. Nah, I didn't.
It's my birthday.
I don't think it's anymore.
You drank it?
Yeah, it was the little one from yesterday, right? Yeah, that was earlier. Yeah, that was earlier, man. Oh no, I ain't touch yours. You about to kind of don't like yours to still be over there. But what I'm trying to figure out. Hold on, let me show you what I'm trying to figure out. I'm about to show you right quick. This is what I'm trying to figure out. Man, I think we ran out. You hear me? Annie, we ran out. Yeah, we'll get some more tomorrow. But this is what I'm trying to figure out right here. How was the hood consumer advisor steady getting sued for not paying his bills? But when we go on your website, there's courses that people can buy. Most likely you could find it on Scribd. Most likely you can find it on one of these websites. Google it, reverse search the documents, gonna pop up on some We the People type websites and all that same goofy shit. I'm trying to figure out right there, why is the hood consumer constantly being taken to court for not paying the rent, not paying back the loans? So you just finessed them people out of $25,000. You pledged $35,000 of your future receipts. You didn't even make a payment. But I thought your courses were for people to get out of their debts, not have to pay their mortgage, to get out of their autos, so their autos won't be repossessed, homes won't foreclose on, credit cards don't have to pay. What it seems like, Mr. Mansa, what it seems like, Mr. Mansa, what it seems like, remember Barack Obama, every time he made a statement, he'll be like this. And this is the thing about the country. And we have to understand the principles that we need to do. He always had that dumbass look, right? After every sentence was a. So, Mr. Mansa, why is it that you went and got financed $25,000 when you said that the application grants you a security interest, so the money was supposed to be sent to the bank to return your security interest, so you ain't got to pay? So if you filled out the application for that 25,000, when you got the 25,000, you weren't supposed to pay anymore. Because remember, you said you want 100% APR because that represents your security interest in the contract. New Culture Empire. What is the number one thing that we always say? You try to make any claims with regards to the contract, you're dead. So I seen him on the podcast with the Pee Wee Herman suit, looking real spickety. But then again, that same application, when you got 25,000 out front in return for 35,000 of your future receipts, why didn't you just set off the account? Yeah, you want 100% APR. He said that's what people should get. You don't need a job. Don't work. You have a trust. Everything is yours. Actually, you're dumb if you have a job. But Mensa, I mean, we know you got evicted. You lost that case. And the only reason why they dropped the suit was because you paid the back rent back with Federal Reserve notes. Remember, the whole thing was you don't need Federal Reserve notes to pay your bills. But yet, Mensa, you're still not getting all your bills and debts set off from the literature that's in your website. I'm trying to figure out how it goes, because the way it's presented is you give me your money and I'm going to show you a way to get out of your obligations. But yet, the teacher is going to take your money and pay their bills. Hold on. This is how it works. Hold on. So, you sign up for my courses. This for the teachers. You sign up for their courses. You're going to give them your Federal Reserve notes, and they're going to give you a method or a way or a template of forms so you don't have to pay your bills. But yet, they're going to take your money and pay their bills. Tamika, with the purchase order, what was the class for $1,500? You can drive off the lot with no vehicle, just a purchase order. But yet, she got the purchase order, and then she wired the funds to purchase the vehicle from her public account, not a secret account. A secret treasury account, from her personal account. So my thing is, it only seems like the teachers end up with the remedy. The teacher ends up with the results. You never see any results from the students, though. You never see any progress from the students because the teachers are taking your money and paying their bills while they're giving you an instrument or template or a set of documents so you don't have to pay your bills. And y'all don't see the play. Think about it. None of their students ever end up with remedy. None of the students ever come back. And all the remedy that they come back with is always in an email. You notice it's never any like documents. Like people that's in my group, they'll send me screenshots like, yo, look what I took care of. Yo, got this done based off what we learned in class. Yo, I did this. And then I'll post it in the group. Sometimes I'll post it online, but maybe I go and post it in the group. But you notice that none of the students in these spaces ever come back with a remedy. I mean, just nothing. Let me guess. The coupon. You send the remittance back, pay to the order, sell this for value, or whatever any new verbiage you put on there. They don't know accounting, so they don't realize that it's going to show up as a credit until they offset the books quarterly, until they net the books. See, your gurus don't even know what that means. So when they net the books, they realize that the only thing you sent them was a coupon. Where's the actual check or money order attached to it? That's the trick. Where's the check or money order? See, the reason why they actually sign up for this, because logically they know that remittance needs to have a check or money order attached to it. And that's why they're signing up for the class, to not pay with the check or money order. So every 90 days, what happens? The account comes back reverse. And yes, they do come back with a bigger problem, the one. That's exactly what they do. That's actually my next point. So the account comes back reversed. Once the account's reversed and they let the teacher know, the teacher blocks them. They don't respond to the text messages. So the only way they can catch the teacher is live. So as soon as the teacher's live, they'll come back with the new results, because now they're panicking because maybe their credit cards, their account's about to get closed. So they're like, yo, what's going on? What they don't realize is the teachers don't give a flying F about you at this point, because they got about 15 to 30, 40, 50 people that have not went through it yet, that want to go through it yet, that hasn't realized the play. So you over there that's complaining, you messing up the play for all this other money. So they going to block you, get you out the way. Because the new people, they don't know yet, and they don't need you influencing them. So what they'll do is they'll block the old people, so the new people won't interact with the old people. And that's how it continues until enough new people starts to go through what the old people went through. And this is when they'll leave off the platform for a while or jump over to another platform. Once the time goes by, they'll pop their head up. You know, one of those things at Chuck E. Cheese's, you got to catch them when they pop their heads up. Bing! Right there. But guess what? As soon as they pop their heads up, I'm right there. Bing! I'm right there. Bing! I'm right there. Bing! So basically what it boils down to is 99, take the risk or lose the chance. It's all we do with the Supreme Elite team. We take risks. We take calculated risks. Because one thing about it is the risk that we take, it never puts us at a deficit. It never leaves us worse off. At minimum, we don't lose nothing. It's low risk, high reward with the new culture empire. But the major difference between my group and the way I teach and a lot of other people is I've actually taken the time up and researched the system from a corporate level. I've actually researched the accounting for corporate financing. I researched the tax laws regarding investment income, corporations. I've researched court cases regarding the same transactions that govern everybody's everyday lives. See, that's the difference, because while I do the research and continue to research, these teachers, they don't research nothing. It's just passed down documents. Passed down documents. You will have 7 different teachers teaching the same class spread amongst multiple platforms, and none of those teachers are related. You'll have the same different teachers teaching the same thing, and none of them are related. What is that telling you? What does that mean? And let's ask yourself a question. let's put this out there for a second. Me personally, I did not have not once I started to get aggressive against my finance company. I didn't make a payment since July 1st. But yet, that's not really the big deal because it was the series of emails. It was the series of emails. As you can see, payment information unavailable. As you can see, this is the thing what I'm saying. I didn't make a payment since July 1st, 2025. And I sent them an email which was escalated to the compliance department. And ever since I sent them that email with the documents, and then before they even had a chance to respond, I filed a lawsuit, further handicapping them. And I haven't made a payment since July 1st. And the credit, as you can see, July credit score. There's not even any movement on the account since July, meaning it's still being reported as current, right? It's still being reported as current. No past dues, no balance dues, no nothing. And this is recent. Just checked it an hour ago. No balance due, no nothing. No, we about to repossess July 1st. Oh, we well over 100 days. And they've been handicapped. They haven't come after me. The truck is still outside. They haven't even attempted to come after me. Hell, they're not even reporting negatively to the credit bureaus. Just ask yourself this question. With these other teachers, ask yourself, what are the odds based on the ways and methods they tell you going about things? What are the odds if you haven't made a payment in over 100 days? What do you think would have happened to 99, 100% of the people outside the Supreme Elite Team Group? What do you think? Well, ask yourself, what do you think would happen to those people? What do you think would happen to them? Mensa's way. What do you think would happen if someone was trying to dispute their auto loan and they went on his website and bought us? What do you think would happen? What do you think the finance company would have done by now? What do you think would have happened by now? And this is an ongoing dispute. Nothing's been fully, this is ongoing. I got a lawsuit in. Still in the judges, still at the courts in the Eastern District of Virginia, federal. I bypassed the state and went federal. Silver Fox, drop your email in the chat. Because I got quite a few that we've already done. We got the video. I got the videos out and those and the replays and the upcoming one. But just drop your email in there. But ask yourself. Now, while I was getting my ducks in a row and doing my investigation on them, I made every payment on time. See, okay, I bet. See, I made every payment on time until it's the time for me to pull the plug so I can legally justify not paying. Not paying because I don't want to pay anymore. It's because legally I can prove I don't even owe you anymore. From a legal standpoint, not what I believe, not what these documents say, not with you don't owe nothing, you're the creditor. No, not from none of that. I can legally prove from an accounting standpoint, from a tax standpoint, from a security standpoint, and from a legal standpoint that I actually have a right to set off. I really don't owe you anymore. As a matter of fact, what I owe you from an accounting standpoint is way less than what's depicted on the contract. So I have a right to set off. And this is ongoing. But with Mensa, this is what happens when you take advice from Mensa. I can't. But you see, that's it. None of it worked, bro. It basically said car repossessed, credit card maxed out. You see? You see? See? I'm sorry about sorry I couldn't see it more. But that's the story. Tamika, every single one of them out here. House foreclosed on, repossessed, losing court cases. See, with the new culture empire, we don't just go over administrative stuff, which is cool. Tax law, accounting, securities law, trust law, securitization. We actually go over court, how to structure your claims in court, how to actually give yourself a fighting chance in court, how to file your response to the company suing you and the judge not ruling in favor of the company, even when they attach the contract evidencing a debt that you owe, that you signed, that you can't get out of. And they still don't get the judgment. That's where 99% of other people in these spaces lose right there. Credit card company, auto company, they file a judgment in court. They attach the contract. The judge orders the defendant to respond, the borrower to respond. And then guess what? After the response, the auto company or the creditor either moves for summary judgment because there's pretty much their response was it didn't even warrant for it to go further, or the judge just enters a judgment in favor of the creditor. I see it every day. I check the docket sheets in state and federal every day. This is all you see. But yet, with my client, when we file the response, and this is after they filed the suit, attached the contract. She owed $17,000. And after we had to respond with the contract, remember, they got the contract, you owe the debt. Because I didn't initially respond first. I filed a motion to dismiss, setting a trap for the judge. Because judges usually don't dismiss because when the creditor, either if they buy the debt or the original creditor, they file a lawsuit, they attach the contract, it pretty much on its face meets the threshold. But normally, it's the response from the pro se defendant that never gets them past that stage. So they dismissed my motion to dismiss and said you got 14 days to actually answer the response. So if they dismiss the motion to dismiss, Lamont, of course you can't double down on the same arguments you made in your motion to dismiss because the creditor is going to win because the judge already denied your motion to dismiss. So you got to switch everything up now. And this is where 99% of the people would have switched to a new thing, probably try some sovereign stuff. They would have, oh, that don't work, so I'm going to keep it pushing. I'm not going to double down on that argument. But remember one thing I tell you in my group, understanding and foundation. Once you have the proper ones, you're going to stand on it regardless. So imagine me filing a response and doubling down on the same arguments in my motion to dismiss, which was denied. Most people would assume you're not going to win that argument in your response. So after the judge gets my response, there's only three things that's going to happen. They're going to enter a judgment in favor of the creditor. The creditor is going to move for a summary judgment, which is mostly granted, or the judge is not going to rule in favor of the creditor and give them that judgment right now, even though they got the contract attached and the debt showing that this person owes and can't get out of it. So just imagine, what do you think the judge's response is going to be when you're dealing with the new culture empire? Plaintiff's counsel is directed to contact other counsel to discuss substantive and procedural issues, including, but not limited to, discovery deadlines, exchange of witness lists, settlement possibilities, possible amendments to pleadings, evidentiary issues, including possible motions, possible summary judgment. Why didn't they throw it out or just enter the judgment? Want to know why they didn't enter the judgment? Because I am the new culture empire. I am the example of pro se greatness. And everybody that's pro se, that follows the foundation and the teachings that the system already gave you a blueprint on, you're going to start to see things change in your favor too. But go to Mansa. Mansa! I want to have another conversation with you, brother. Last time we talked was 2023. Mansa, if you need help, Mensa, I swear to God, I can actually, once I do my investigation on him, I can actually help you respond to this properly. Mensa, I can help you respond to this properly. No, I'm dead. I'm not even trolling you, bro. Like I'm surgical with court and litigation, state and federal. No, I'm not even lying. I'm not even trying to boost my own self up. I even surprise myself sometimes. I am surgical with litigation. No, I'm surgical. I can help you out, Mensa. Right there. I can help you out right there, Mensa. Nah, literally, I can help you out. I guarantee you, they're going to move for summary judgment. I guarantee you, if you allow me to respond for you, I guarantee you it's going to pretrial. They're not going to get the judgment. I just showed you what I for a client. And they dismissed my motion to dismiss. And I doubled down on the same arguments. Because I set a trap for the judge. I argued it in a way that the judge can't even enter a judgment at this point. See, that's what I do. I handicap judges in deciding either in our favor or at minimum staging off the judgment that the creditors seeking to obtain. Because we are the new culture empire. We are executing greatness, raising the bar, and are becoming the standard. The new culture empire is the standard. What I teach in my Supreme Elite Team group is the standard, because if you don't even know that, you have no chance in hell. When it comes to online teaching and all that birth certificate stuff, all that UCC codes, every this is the new standard. Attacking them corporate like you're sitting right up there in the corporate office. Advanced accounting, complex securitization transactions, IRS regulations get into the core of it. We are the standard. We are the standard. And if you are not a part of the standard, you're always going to find yourself on the outside looking in. The new culture empire is the standard. There is nothing but you learning directly from a professional. We are the closest to professional-like approach that you're ever going to see as pro se defendants. The only step above us are the corporate attorneys. When it comes to pro se, nobody is nowhere near our level. And that's not a brag. That's a fact. Because what we know in the Supreme Elite Team group, 99% of people don't even know exist. My students know more than y'all gurus. My students, the people that join in my group, they know more than your gurus. They know more than your gurus. The same people y'all paying $1,000 or two. My students know more than them. Let that soak in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Tony T talking. Y'all know you got to get in where you fit in. Let's go get it. Let's run it up. Hey, girl, where my iced tea at? Let's get it. Run it up. New Culture Empire. We tap it back in with y'all this week. We're going to take it to another level. I got more stuff. I got more. The group steady progresses. I got more. I got new shit. I got new shit. More. I know y'all like, God damn it, it can't be more. I got more and more and more and more. 90-day workout, y'all. We on a 90-day flex. 90-day flex. Let's get it. New Culture Empire. Y'all know what it is. 90-day flex. And somebody tell Mansa, I can help him out in court. I can help Mansa out in court. Because I know he's not trying anything that's on his website. You know he ain't making the arguments or sending in documents on his website. You know he ain't doing that. You know he ain't doing that. You know he ain't doing that. Mensa, suck up your pride. ThomasLegacy603@gmail.com. Reach out to me. You pay my rates. You pay my fee. Put your pride aside. Don't look at you paying when you got a lot of people paying you. Don't look at you gotta pay me. But I guarantee you, Mensa, I know way more than what you know exists. I know way more than what you even know exists, Mensa, and that's not a slight against you. It's just the reality of what it is. You fell down the trap of laying the wrong foundations based on wrong interpretations, based on lack of context. And this is what can happen when your foundation is based on misinterpretations and lack of context. These are the things that can happen. Everything that you submit to these people are dead on arrival. You didn't, right here, we can help you, Mensa. Well, because, Mensa, what I don't want you to do is scramble up the money to pay them and then show that they dismissed the case because you paid them in cash just for you to come back online talking about you won your case. See, you don't have to do that anymore, Mensa. Like, for real. We know that's what you did with your spot in Florida, but we know Pocket Watcher with JT, we already got the real thing. The case was dismissed because you paid them with cash. And that cash came from the students who brought those fraudulent documents and those frivolous documents online from your course. We understand it, Mensa. We know that you're funding your lifestyle from what the people pay you. And that's okay. What I'm trying to tell you is I just want to, I want to put you in a position where you don't have to seem like you got to save face, where you got to fuck over somebody else to come up with that money to pay them so they can dismiss the case. And you thinking that people can't research the case. So you just show the dismissal and saying that you won like you did with the last time, not knowing that people was going to double back and actually call the lawyer. And the lawyer actually said the reason why they dismissed the case in your apartment because you paid them. It wasn't no secret government account. It wasn't from any of the documents that you sell online. You paid them cash. So I'm trying to help you because it seems like we heading back there. Okay? Reach out to me, thomaslegacy603@gmail.com. I won't speak publicly on it. We ain't got to go over the terms, but I can actually help you out with this. Because one thing that you don't understand is these people, if you want to use the personal jurisdiction again, like you used in your last case, if you try to use the personal jurisdiction, all it's doing is letting the courts and the lawyer knows that you have no clue about litigation. So, Christopher, all I'm asking is for you to put your pride aside, reach out to me, and everybody else that paid for your services or part of your group, you just slide them all over here, and you just slide them all over here, and my students gonna get them together. I wouldn't even have to go over the basics with them. The people that are in my group, they gonna let them know about the basics. But what we gotta do is we gotta stop acting like our way is the only way unless your way is exactly in line with what the system says. But the problem is y'all all think y'all following the law and you're absolutely doing the opposite. 12 USC 1431, 12 USC 1813. That's a federal home loan bank, brother. That's dealing with federal home loan banks pledging their own treasury securities to get their financing. That has nothing to do with a regular residential mortgage, but you keep using that same goddamn statute that has no applicability. 12 USC section 412. They're not talking about applications like applications for your financing, Mansa. These are rookie mistakes. These are rookie mistakes. You're making rookie mistakes, brother. These are rookie mistakes. Christopher, you're making rookie mistakes, bro. These are rookie mistakes. You can't even cite anything under 12 USC or 12 CFR unless it's a statute or regulation that gives you a claim of right, a cause of action. So the only things under 12 USC and 12 CFR you can cite is the consumer protection laws. That's the only thing. You can't cite the bank regulations and the bank codes in your arguments because you're not governed by that. That's from the OCC, CFPB, Federal Reserve Bank, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Those regulatory agencies, that's what governs them. If they violate those statutes, that doesn't give you a claim of right. Just like 12 USC section 83 and 84. Just because a bank violates that, that's not for you to try to say, well, I don't owe anymore because you violated this. No, that's for the OCC to get on them. And if they're a state bank, then that's for the Federal Reserve to get on them, not you. You can't use that in your case. You can't use that as your defense. So you know what happens when I strip down all of their talking points? They're left with nothing. They're back to square one. And that's what I'm trying to let them know. Y'all are still on square one. That's what I'm trying to say. You never left first base. I know some of them, they follow these people. They've been in for years and they spent thousands of dollars at the post office mailing the stuff off and typing the stuff up and putting the red stamp. They think they've been taking actions and doing this, but they never left first base. Mensa, allow me to help. We got you, Mensa. I got you. I'm going to help you out. I'm going to give you a discount rate. I'm going to give you a discount rate because there's no way that anybody should be getting their vehicles repossessed if they following a teacher, if that teacher knows what they're talking about. There's no way anybody's vehicle should be repossessed. If you had your vehicle repossessed dealing with some of these teachers, it's still not too late. We can still go after them. If you had your homes taken by dealing with these teachers, it's still not too late. You still have options. Credit card judgments entered against you. Court judgments entered against you. There's still other avenues and venues that we can go down. You don't have to think the world is over just because they blocked you. Because I know they blocked you already. I know they blocked you. I know they blocked you after they sucked all the money up out of you and you wasn't paying anymore or ain't got it to pay. I know they blocked you. The pearls, one of the pearls with me is what you spent with them, I have nothing to do. And I don't take in consideration that you got scammed. My rates are what they are because they are what they are for a reason. They are what they are for a reason. I'm sorry. I would love to do more, but the reality is everybody has to bear their own cross. I can't see that one. Everybody has to bear their own cross. And I'm not here to say that I'm going to take care of your whole life and you'll live debt free your whole life. That's not what I'm saying. The only thing that I'm saying is that, hey, y'all remember this? Anybody seen Midwest? Where Midwest at? Y'all remember this? Everybody seen where Midwest at? Already having workshops doing their thing. Let them do their thing. I don't go back and forth with anyone anymore because we are so far gone and removed from that. We are so far gone that shit child play. But ask your gurus. All you got to do is say, hey, Mansa, I was on Thomas Legacy Live, and he said that he sent his documents to the auto company, and then he filed his lawsuit against them. And then he sent it in an email with the attachments. And then I watched his videos on TikTok and YouTube, and the lady admitted that they stopped collecting. They just stopped everything. And Thomas ain't made a payment since July 1st. And they still ain't come after him. They ain't even sent a past due, a notice of intent to repossess. They just went in a cubby hole. And I was on his live, and they don't even show the remaining balance anymore. Hey, Mentor, do you have anything like that I can at least, do you have something like that, what he's talking about? I can just ask your gurus. Tell your gurus that if they're talking about a process, tell them to show you every step of the way of the process, whether it turns out good or it turns out bad. Tell them just to be more transparent. Just tell them. Just be transparent. How is all these gurus getting all this remedy, but their students always leaves with nothing? No value, no bigger understanding. And I'm not talking about always got to be some tangible results. The main thing is a foundation is being built, understanding, so eventually it's going to come to their own. They're going to get their own results. But not only are y'all taking out money, they not learning nothing. They still don't understand, and they still don't have no foundation. Golly. It sucks to be anybody that's not in the Supreme Elite Team group right now. And I'm not just saying that. It just sucks. I feel sorry for y'all. I feel sorry for y'all. I thank God every day that I stayed at this because I can be broke as a bag of glass. But as long as I know this here, there's always going to be an opportunity for me to flourish. Ain't nothing worse than having no hope, no prospects, no idea of how to get yourself out of anything, out of your situation. As long as we know this, we're always going to end up good. We're always going to end up good, regardless. Regardless. Once you got it here, no one can ever take it away from you. What I teach lasts a lifetime. I don't just teach stuff about just getting a remedy not to pay a bill. I'm changing mindsets. I'm changing outlooks on life. I'm giving to people that they can pass down that's going to change the recipient's lives tenfold just by knowledge, understanding. It's three things, three principles that I live by: wisdom, discernment, understanding. Those three things is always going to lead to knowledge. Those four things in total is going to take you farther than any template, any document, any course will ever take you. Christopher, before I get out of here, man, I want to help you with this. Fundamental ain't playing. They want that 39,000. And if you pay them off, I just don't want you to come online talking about you won. Just that's the only thing. Come on, bro. Now, Mensa, if you want to have a live debate about strictly about what you teach and what I teach, strictly, I'm open for it. I may be wrong on some things. I'm not above corrections and I'm not above standing a straightener. But only thing I'm saying is, Mensa, if you want to teach your people, at least teach them the right way. So I'm actually going to go on your website and buy a few of those documents just so, just so I can see. I may make a whole class out of it. I may make a whole live out of it. So I'm going to go on your website, purchase a few of your documents, see what's going on. Absolutely not. I wouldn't try none of that stuff on your website at gunpoint. But I may turn it into a teaching moment. And then I'm going to do a reverse search on those documents. And I better not find those same documents on Scribd. What's the We the People, the Nation, all those sovereign sites where you can HJR 192. This is what I don't want to see on your website. Is there's a separation between you and your straw man, HJR 192, Public Law 7310, 12 USC 1431, 12 USC 412. I don't want to see no banking regulations, banking codes. I don't want to see nothing about you got a security interest in the contract. I don't want to hear nothing about you are the investor in the contract. That's a totally false claim anyway. I don't want to hear nothing about none of that, what you say. It better be some top-notch, corporate-like, professional-like, advanced accounting, because that is going to allow me to be like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. HJR.com 444. And I don't want the prices to be any triple variations. 999, 888, 777, 444. Have some regular prices. 109.99, some shit like that. Please. Because the way it looks, you're gonna need it. But I'll help you out, bro. Send me an email, Thomas, Thomas, Legacy 603 at gmail.com. If you are having troubles with your auto, if you're having troubles and discrepancies with your mortgage, credit cards, student loans, consolidated debts, whatever, we are equipped to handle any type of situation, and we master in pro se litigation and lawsuits filed in both state or federal court, common pleas courts, whatever. We are equipped to handle any and all financing situations. Even if you got a floor plan, even if you're a dealership, even if you're a business owner, it doesn't matter. Whether it's regular court or bankruptcy, we still in bankruptcy as well. It doesn't matter. We are well-rounded and well-equipped to handle any and all civil litigation regarding financing. Doesn't matter. And no, everyone's lawsuit is going to look different. It's going to be structured to fit their situation. I don't use a broad template for everybody's lawsuits. Everybody's lawsuits is going to be thoroughly investigated, and the final lawsuit is going to fit their personal situation. What you won't see in my lawsuits is HJR 192, Public Law 7310. There's a straw man, an affidavit of truth, UCC codes on the affidavit, non-existence, notices, which you're not going to see. You're going to see me use practical law, regular law, and the same tactics and the strategies that the top professional litigators in the world use. One gone.